Good afternoon. This is online tutorial class on Unit 8. This time I borrow a piece of good work from the student to explain on the Unit 8 tutorial question answer. Okay, for this unit, we talk about the capital budgetings. And the other name for the capital budgeting is the project evaluation method. That is used to evaluate some of the long-term investment of the company. And that's why we have different kind of the method that can help us to make the right decisions. Okay, in this unit, we have learned about in total 6 method: payback, discount payback, net present value, internal rate of return, modified internal rate of return, profitability index. The other reference book or textbook you may find, there are one more, is the accounting rate of return method. But for this textbook doesn't have. Okay, that's why we'll focus on this 6. Okay, the first questions is asking to is the set of the cash flow depicted below normal or abnormal or non-normal? Explain. Now, to determine the cash flow is normal or non-normal, we will focus on how many times of the size of the cash flow have been changed. If just one time change from negative to positive, then that is normal cash flow. Okay, looking at this cash flow, we can find that there is just one and only one change in the cash flow from negative to positive, right in the year of 2 to 3, right? And that's why that is a normal cash flow. Why we need to determine the cash flow is normal or non-normal? Because some of the method cannot apply. And that's why if we're facing a cash flow of a project is non-normal, we just can apply the net present value, this method. The other method is difficult to apply, or even you modify. You can apply, but the step will be one more. And that's why the first step, we need to evaluate the concerning cash flow, whether that is normal or non-normal. Okay, second questions. And that is about the net present value. And the question is, provide through the normal cash flow. That's why by looking at the cash flow, there is just change from 1 times from negative to positive in year 0 to year 1. Okay, and for the net present value, we need to discount the cash flow and then combine them into one. Finally, what is the net amount of the cash flow? Whether that is positive or negative. And according to the benchmark, we find that if the net amount of the value is larger than 0 or even equal to 0, we will accept. If less than 0, we will reject. Okay, the formula are being provided in your textbook and your notes. Okay, for the calculations, now we have in total 5 different cash flow, and we need to discount it one by one. Okay, for the first one, we don't need to do anything. Then this first one that will be divided by the concerning discount rate. And the question have already provided you about the appropriate cost of the capitals. It's 12%. Most often, we will make use of the cost of capital as the discount rate to determine, because that is our cost. And if we using this as the discount rate, discount all the cash flow, then that will be the most appropriate interest rate that can be used. Okay, we will discount all the cash flow and add them up. with the cash outflow in the first in the P0. Okay, finally we find that we have a negative 404.1, which is smaller than 0. According to the benchmark decision, we should reject. Okay. Second one, and that is about the net present value calculation with a non-normal cash flow. And you will find that non-normal cash flow situation, there is one of the method that can apply to that situation is the net present value. Okay, by looking at this one, and the concerning cash flow change from negative to positive 2 times. One is from 0 to 1, and then in year 4 to year 5 from positive to negative again. Okay, that is an abnormal cash flow. Okay, same approach, we will discount all the cash flow and add them up. And we will discount all the cash flow and add them up, and finally we find that the cash flow give us a positive figure, that is 1,582.56, which is larger than 1 and larger than 0. Okay, that's why we will accept this project. Okay, the fourth questions about payback. Now payback, we will focus on when will we receive the amount of the cash outflow, and that's why we'll just focus on when we will get back our initial investment amount, and that is the payback period. Okay, then by looking at the cash flow, that is a normal cash flow, that's why payback can apply. Okay, how to do it? And we'll base on the accumulated figures to determine when the payback period occur. Okay, that means we'll construct a table and then have a row to show the cumulative cash flow amount. Okay, for the first year, the amount we get back is 350, and that's why still we don't receive this 650. And then second year we will receive another 480, then still we don't receive 170. And then you will find that in year 3 we will in total correct 520, but we still just got 170, haven't got back, right? Most likely that will be changed from these figures to a positive figures. That means we will get back our initial investment. Okay, that's why for one whole year you will have an inflow of the cash 520, but we still have 170 haven't get back. Okay, that will be fell into in year 3, but portionally. Okay, because of that, we will 2 years end up with the portion of the year 3. Okay, finally we find that the concerning payback period is 2.33 years. Okay, that means a portion of the year 3 only, not the whole year, and that's why that is the payback period. At around 2.33 years, we will get back our initial investment amount, 1,000. Okay, if you're using your professional financial calculator, you can press the button to work it out. Okay, but yours is a general one. You don't have this function key. Okay, that's why it will give you the same result. And about making the decision for payback, the benchmark is based on the manager to decide. Okay, that's why according to the question you mentioned about the maximum allowance payback period is 4 years, and because of that we work out the year is 2.33 only, which is far below this 4-year benchmark requirement, and that's why we will accept the project. Okay, the fifth one is the discount payback method. Now, looking at this cash flow first, that is a normal cash flow. That's why we can apply the payback method and the discount payback method. But by looking at the information provided, this investment, this project, will provide 5 years in total cash inflow. But if we can add up this 5-year total cash inflow, the total amount is just 1, 0, that means 10,050 only in total, okay, which is less than these figures. Even it haven't been discounted, still less than the original outflow of the cash investment, right? Okay, that's why no matter how, we don't have any payback. Even we don't discount the cash flow. If we discount the cash flow, surely that it will be the payback period won't arise. Okay, because of that, basically you no need to discount the cash flow. You make a conclusion that never occur, the payback period never occur. But if you want to illustrate, okay, as a presentation group, you may discount those cash flow, right? And then you add them up, and surely that should be less than the initial investment, 11,000. Okay, that's why you may discount all that. Then discount each of that one by one. Okay, and then you add them up, and you finally you will find that still less than this initial investment by 1,758.92. Okay, that's why the payback period never occur. And for this decision making, and you will find that this calculation show us it never occur compared to the maximum required period. Surely that should be over. Okay. Okay, 6 questions about the internal rate of return, and it also gives you a series of the cash flow, and there is another project, and also give you the appropriate cost of the capital of this project is 8%. Now, for internal rate of return, now you may require to discuss on this internal rate of return to the net present value, okay, as a presentation group. Okay, and for this one, and you will find that very similar, okay, for the NPV and the internal rate of return IRR. What the difference is that we try to find out the rate that will give us the net present value equal to 0, break even, okay? Okay, that's why we need to work out the interest rate, the internal interest rate of this project in order to give us the 0 and to compare with the cost of the capitals. And if let's say the cost of capital is smaller than the internal rate of return of this project, then we will accept that is the benchmark of the internal rate of return. Okay, then we will work out the figures. And according to that, now we will work out the figures by the equations, but surely you should use your financial calculator to work out the interest rate, right? Okay, that's why after we work by your financial calculator, and the internal rate of return this project is 25.49%. Okay, compared with the cost of the capital is only 8% only, all right? Okay, because of that, this is larger than the cost of the capital, right? Okay, and so sure that if we accept this project, invest in this project, even the project not the cost will be increased by several percent. Still, and you will find that will give you a positive net present value. Even it will increase to 18, okay, percent. Still far below this internal rate of return, and that's why it lets you know about this project according to the internal rate of return should be accepted. You, that is far away above the cost of the capital. That's why we will accept according to the benchmark decision makings. And by using your financial calculator, you may press the button and work out the percentage, 25.49. Okay, and you're so familiar with your financial calculators, how to press it out. Okay, then the 7 questions that is on the modified internal rate of return. Now, for modified internal rate of return, that is used for under a situation the project will provide through abnormal cash flow or non-normal cash flow, then we will apply this method. And by looking at this cash flow series, and there is a change of the size from negative to positive from 0 year to year 1. Another one will be in year 2 in year 3, and that will be from positive to negative again. And then another one will be in year 4 to year 5. Oh, no, so be year 3 to year 4. Okay, and that will be from negative to positive again. And then 4th times, okay, from year 4 to year 5, it changed from positive to negative again. And you will find that in total there are 4 change of the size. Okay, because of that, the internal rate of return IRR cannot be applied. We just can use the modified internal rate of return. Okay, same approach. We will construct a table to move all the cash outflow, discount all the cash outflow to the year 0, and then compound all the cash inflow, okay, to the final year of the investment. And that is the approach of this modified internal rate of return. By looking at that, we have 3 cash outflow. That's why we need to discount this 3 different time of the cash flow to the present moment. Okay, for the first one, no need to discount. In year 3, we need to discount this 520. And then year 5, we need to discount this 100. Okay, then we discount these 2 and then add up with the year 0 and the total amount of the cash outflow that will be equal to these figures. Okay, and then we need to compound those cash inflow, and we have 3. Also we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we will compound this 3 cash flow to the designated year, that will be in year 5. Okay, that's why for the first item 350 in year 1, that will be compounded to the year 5. That's why we'll multiply the interest rate to the power of 4, and then we'll get the future value of this amount that will be equal to 512.44. Year 2 also compound to the year 3. That's why multiply 1.1 to the power 3. We'll compound this amount, and then we will get 1969.88. Okay, the last one will be in year 4. We'll compound 1 years only, and that's why that will become 330. Okay, end up these 3 figures, we will get another figure that is the cash inflow in total. That will be 2,812.32. Now, we just have 1 negative figures, 1 positive figures. Okay, then we can make use of the internal rate of return to work out the interest rate, the internal rate. Okay, because of that, we can work out the internal rate of return is 14.12%. Okay, and we will accept the project because the the project is larger than the cost of the capital. The cost of the capital is 10%. Okay, that is above the cost of capital, and that's why we'll accept according to the benchmark decision making. Okay, then if you're using your financial calculator, you may using this approach to work it out. Okay, if your financial calculator is a professional one, then you have this function key. But if you don't have, you can't. Okay, what you need to do is to work out the two figures, and then you can make use of your financial calculator to work it out the internal rate of return. Okay, the seventh one, that is about the probability index, and compute the probability index that for the project Q and tell you about whether you should accept or reject, and assume the cost of the capital is 12%. Okay, it also gives you a normal cash flow information of a project. Okay, and then we will work out the figures. That is the net present value of this cash flow first. Okay. Okay, after we have worked out the net present value of this cash flow, that will be equal to negative 2,323.72. Okay, then we will make use of the probability index formula. We'll substitute this negative net present value to the formula, add up with the initial investment amount 11,000 over 11,000. Okay, finally we can work out the PI, that is 0.79, and according to the benchmark, if there is less than or less than 1, that will be reject. Okay, because of that is less than 1, we will reject this project. If there is larger than 1 or equal to 1, then we will accept. Okay, the last question. And now us think through how many possible internal rate of return you can find from this cash flow. Now, for the internal rate of return that will appear at the point there is a change of the size. And because of that, if in case a cash flow have 3 times change in the size of the figures of the cash flow, then there will be 3 possible answer. But for this one, by looking at that, it's just changed 2 times only, and that is in year 1 to year 2, and then year 3 to year 4, and because of that, there are just 2 possible internal rate of return answer will appear. Okay, and you may also draw a diagram to illustrate the one that is being provided in your notes and in your textbook. Okay, and other than that, if in case the cash flow, just like the previous question, you change 4 times, and then you will have 4 possible internal rate of return. Okay, then that will be the last question. If you have any question, you may ask me in the chat room.